And I gotta hurry up, man. I'm a little bit behind schedule, real fast. Akeem, what's going on? Tanisha, ma'am, what's happening? What's going on? I gotta shine up real fast. What's up? Can y'all hear me? I don't know what speaker I'm going through. Crypto scales, what's happening? What's going on? What's up? What up? What up, Bruce Lee? What's going on? What's happening? Oh, appreciate you. I'm trying to get there, man. Let me take this stuff off. Let me shine my elbows up real fast. Probably need some light. We cool? I don't need no light, do I? Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Okay. I guess the lighting is a tad bit better. What's going on? Conscientiously aspiring. What's happening? What's going on? So I really ain't got long a little bit. I guess we can kind of get started top of the hour in a sense. Um, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button for me, please. Um, I got some new babies since last time. I called that one pineapple, the one that got all the yellow in it. This catty corner. Um, but what's going on? So y'all can hear me? We cool? Y'all can hear me? I want to do a straight. Getting ready to start getting into some groundwork on some sound healing. Not even really healing. Honestly, I'm more concerned about the ascension protocols. You know what I'm saying? That's my AP watch. Is the ascension protocols. You know what I'm saying? My cat is dealing more with your cosmic ascension plan. You know what I mean? Like, how can we vibrate faster? You know what I mean? So for me, you know what I mean? I take this thing very seriously, and I have something here that I'm working on in the lab and teamed up with some people where these drops are literally from a telescope looking at Neptune, and then that light that's coming through the telescope is actually hitting some water with an alcohol solution, so the alcohol solution can capture the light particles of the actual planet. And I take these as a drop. And obviously, each planet denotes one particular aspect of your psychology. You know what I'm saying? So while people may talk about planets in a sense, like for me, I have to embody that energy in totality. And I'm literally drinking starlight or planetary light at this particular point. Very interesting because Neptune deals with spirituality, it deals with dreams, what we call psychic abilities. And for me, dreams have been very lucid, um, even prophetic, especially the ones that come early in the morning, shortly before I wake up. Um, and next thing you know, that person end up popping up that day or something. You know what I mean? And it's been happening, frequently in a sense. Um, so very just interesting to really deal with the alchemy of dealing with your own energy in a sense. Okay. All right. So I gotta get ready. I gotta get out of here about six something. Then I got a private webinar tonight for members only. Really just getting into the science of what do investors really make, and we're gonna talk some finances because about 2 weeks ago we dealt with more of the spiritual side of the conversation. Even last night, for example, I was out in the middle of a river, and there's a rock that's in the middle of the river, big old rock, and some of the river rolls on the rock, and it's a strong current. It's just an excellent time for grounding and really cleansing yourself and working with some feminine earth energies. In that particular case, and was doing a particular meditation that deals with finances coming to you. And it's funny, even though the very next day, not literally just not too long ago, I was up the street because I got a call. Somebody needed some help with their internet, an elder, and insist on me getting some money. And I'm like, no. They're like, well, give it to your kids. And I'm like, you know what? I will give it to my son because he got a phone bill that I'm not about to pay this dude's phone bill. So I will give it to him and whatnot. But the point of me sharing that with you guys is really connecting with nature is very important because the nature produces something called negative ions. So if you go to a store, you buy an ion generator. That's what it's producing, and it's changing the energy inside of your house, inside of that room. So being in nature naturally produces that, and this is why it gives you this calming, relaxing effect. And it's just very important that you connect. All right. So let's get started on the conversation real fast. I'm gonna make this on the podcast tomorrow. Um, so the podcast is Cosmic Conversations with Noble Wampu. Subscribe to that. On iTunes, wherever you got to be to rate it. Please rate the show. It's called Cosmic Conversations with Noble Wampu. You can Google it; it'll pop up, and just hit it up on your preferred platform preference. So I'm gonna release it tomorrow in more totality in a sense. And so I wanted to talk about why do God kill children? And I know you may say that's harsh, but the reason why, and I do titles a little bit for shock value, but it's not clickbait. It's not, but it's more of, wait a minute, I'm under the perception that God is all wise and all knowing if we're going to view God as this external intelligence that is outside of ourselves. If this is a supreme being that created the earth that knows everything, then I want to look at that and I want to delve deeper into that and saying, well, wait a minute, you have a knowledge of everything. Can't nothing happen without your permission. Why are you allowing um, why are you allowing children to die? And not even allowing, because if you are all wise and all knowing and nothing happens without your stamp of approval, then you are the creator of all things. We hear this especially in the Holy Quran. You are the creator of all things. Therefore, you're killing kids, whether it be through hurricanes and things of that nature. And I really, especially really look at that. Let's look at what's called severe acts of nature, whether it be hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, things of that nature. We ain't talking about somebody's a sicko wacko and they want to go kill a kid. Let's just deal with nature itself, where it ain't nobody to blame but God. Okay. And when you start probing into understanding what's going on here, I can only really arrive at one one answer. What up, Ernest? Was good. And that one answer, ladies and gentlemen, would be karma. Okay, because you have to understand why are you going this some little kids in this village, this newborns, you gonna send a hurricane through there? Like really? Like you couldn't misdirect that and move it? You know what I mean? Why do you let it be okay for children's souls to die? Okay. Now, very interesting. I was working on the piece, still working on it with Lauren London, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. His let's just say his queen. Finally, well, I ain't gonna say finally because she did another interview that was way doper than the Angie Martinez interview, but that was a great interview as well. Did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she said something like, "I want to know the truth, and and I want to know God's mysteries." And then she later said that she was told that basically you don't get a knowledge of God until you start challenging it. I want to see if I got that sound clip on my desktop. Hold on one second, real fast, because I was working on this. I'm gonna let y'all hear it because I was like, "Girl, you crushing it." That's what's up. Hold on. I'm telling you, I just am like a big student on truth. Like I want to know, especially after this happened. I'm just like, okay, God, I want to know a lot of your mystery. My relationship with God. And I remember hearing people say, you don't really have a relationship till you question God. And you really don't have a relationship until you question God. Woo! K Money, what up? Woo, buddy. Oh, buddy. What do you mean? You don't really have a relationship till you question God. I always tell y'all this. There's this one character in the Bible who challenged God, and his name was Jacob. And he saw an angel, an angel of God, and he wrestled with this dude. And then he was like, "Man." And after the thing was over, the wrestling was over, the angel was like, "I'm gonna name you Israel." And Jacob was like, "I'm gonna name this place Peniel because this is the I've come face to face with God. Peni means face, El means God. So I come face to face with God. Like, wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me whether it's an angel of God or whether you believe you came face to face with God, you start wrestling this dude and you get a name promotion. That is one of the most astounding things that I had to wrap my mind around. Like, yo, that is crazy. And it's so obvious, right? So when you challenge God, you start to get an understanding. So again, the conversation in the sense of, well, why would you allow children to die? That would technically mean that God kills the innocent. Okay, what if they're not innocent then? And so it's only when you get into more of the Eastern philosophies, the Buddhists, the Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, that you start to get into this concept of reincarnation and karma. Then it makes sense because it's a part of your soul's evolution to be able to do such. You know what I'm saying? Mike P, what up? It's a part of your soul's evolution. You understand what I'm saying? To be able to evolve. Okay. So now when we factor that in, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Then we can take away the blame. And most importantly, we can grasp some form of understanding. Okay. So again, I'm gonna talk about this in the next podcast, Cosmic Conversations. That's really dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because um in the Zohar Kabbalah literature as well, it's really talked about that we're all here to correct what they call a tikkun. It's a correction that needs to be done for the evolution of your own soul. So I got some people, who I've known, childhood, whatever case may be, and it's like, yo, why are you here in my life? You know what I'm saying? It's been 30 years, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. Why? It's like, why do you think? You know what I'm saying? Y'all special because there's people out here in the world that ain't never heard of a chakra. There's people out here in the world who ain't never heard of sage, don't even know what sage is. And I remember I was there at one point as well. You know what I mean? And it's about not only just helping people, but for me, you'll get to a point in your journey, you may, that you will start to reflect back and you want to make sure that you want to right your wrongs and make sure that you can say, I'm good, I did my best when it came to that particular department of that relationship with that particular person or whatever the case may be, right? That you good because you don't want to die with negative baggage. What up, Cyron? What's good? You don't want to die with negative baggage, and you don't want to die with unclaimed funds. Okay, things that that you didn't work out in a sense, consciously and or subconsciously, and that's the work. The work is to go within self and to mine, you know, like a coal miner. You know what I mean? To really expose the ego for what it is, your own ego, right? And he's tricky because I'm gonna talk about this too. There's two words that the ego loves to hide behind, two of them that it really loves. One is emotion, so that's emotional. And I told y'all before, people act like emotion is not a thought. They act like they're not feeling something because they're thinking and processing the information a certain way. So we give our illogical behavior a pass by terming it emotional. But yeah, but can't you see how that made me feel? I can see how it made you feel, but is your feeling concurrent with the actual fact? That's the question. You understand? So emotion is a term that the ego loves to hide behind when it really doesn't want to accept logical fact. Facts don't care about emotions. Again, when you're adjudicating the issue because there's a conflict between two parties, you go to court. And the judge's job is to deliberate on the facts, not the emotion. Okay? Emotion or the thoughts that produce a feeling has another avenue that it can be amplified and best expressed in, but not in a court of law. Okay? The other word is, and hear me closely on this one, don't judge me. Judgmental. And I'm not talking about a judgment to me. Again, when you go to court and you say, oh no, guilty, that's what it is, not guilty, that's what it is. That's judgment. But for example, if you're striving to not eat meat no more, and we rapping about this, and like, oh, you on your detox, that's what's up. How you doing today? Man, I'm slipped up. What man, you slipped up? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't judge me. What the man, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody judging you. Like, this is what I love about universal law in the cosmos, because the very first law is Aries, which is the Martian aspect, which is militant. And that's what I love about military, because I'm not here to cater to your punk ass emotions. Sir, yes, sir, or I'm gonna thrash your ass. You understand? Private, sir, yes, sir. I can't hear you, fucking scumbag. Sir, yes, sir. Right? I'm not here to cater and pamper to your emotions and your shortcomings. Especially, especially an example I'll give you, right? An example would be like, I tell you, me and you agree that we about to be on this path and we about to let's go on a 3 day fast or whatever. And then I tell you, before I even do this shit, I tell you, I'm like, yo, man, I'm just gonna try tomorrow because I'm going out today and I'm gonna have me some fucking, I'm gonna have me a burger, nigga, and I want a bison burger because I like bison. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even relapsed yet, But I'm telling you that I'm just gonna start another day because I'm going to relapse. And in the moment I say, man, what? You gonna have a burger? Oh, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. You judging me. Judgment is an ego word when you don't want to be held accountable. Now it's a difference when a person be like, yo, Mike P, bro, you can't rap for shit. And that's not true, right? You can't rap for shit. Now I don't care what you say. I can't. You practicing, you doing your thing, and you getting better. Yo, check this one out, bro. I remember how I used to stutter and go slow. I now go fast, man. Check it out, man, nigga. You can't rap, man. That's judgment when I don't give you a chance. But if I'm holding you accountable to something that you agree upon, that's not judgment in a negative sense. You understand what I'm saying? And so I study psychology very closely, the ego very closely, and we have to monitor that because we feel like, it's a way to hide. You understand what I'm saying? For you, so you can't be, accountable. You know what I mean? So it's just garbage at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So watch those. You know what I'm saying? Judging versus, exactly constructive criticism. I could call it that constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Let's just, accountability. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. Nah, bro, I can't let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I mean? You've been struggling with this. You know what I'm saying? Judge yourself and just tell the truth. Like you struggling. Cool. It's just what it is. Don't feel some type of way when somebody pointing out like you on that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very interesting because look, opposite Aries is Libra, which is the balance, which is the scales of justice. So judgment is even there. So what if I'm judging you? You know what I'm saying? So what? Appeal, change. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Judgment is actually a part of a universal flow within these universal laws. It's law number 7 out of 12. Okay, facts. All right. So that's there. You see what I'm saying? But again, since it's opposite self, because Libra on a wall clock, it looks like this. Libra's at 3 o'clock on the wall clock, and self and militant is at 9 o'clock. And so that's opposition. So self is way over here at 9 o'clock. And when somebody's checking you and telling you about yourself, you feel like that judgment, and that's fine because that's your mirror, which is Libra, that's looking you and checking self over here at 9 o'clock on that wall clock. Of course, you're gonna feel some type of way. But to believe it and act like to shut a person out from holding you accountable, because self has to evolve around this wheel. Okay, you got to go from 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way over to 12 to complete this whole thing. And that completion is the different states of consciousness, obviously, when you understand these signs. And then ultimately, it's inside of you because you have 12 cranial nerves as a pair, which is 24. You're the 24th scientist right here. It's all up in here so you can become awakened. But for man to know thyself, there is a beautiful mirror known as the cosmos, okay, that shows you your relationship with self, okay? And then that's a good way to start to monitor your evolution, okay? Very important to understand that, okay? So the karma work, understanding that, um, reincarnation. Sorry, you don't have to get there. I love it. You don't have to get there. You know what I'm saying? Um, you don't have to do it. So why do God kill children? That's a very ignorant question. God don't kill kids. Who said death is a bad thing? God thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Exactly. I would agree 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? Again, King Eric, the premise is God is all wise and all knowing. God ordained everything to happen. And here's the bigger thing though. There is a serious dissonance, a disconnect. I always use the example of YG the rapper. And they be like, man, God take the good ones. And YG was like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Man, that shit is stupid. Like, man, this man built a community. He's talking about Nip. This man done built a community. He done did XYZ. And these lame ass niggas out here, These lame ass niggas that need to be killed and that's monsters and shit, them niggas need to go. But yet the good people that's really doing something good, them niggas is dying. This shit is stupid. And what happens is, I give you a classic example. Remember this when Jew told me this, right? Jew said on the west side of Chicago, somebody got killed. And when they went to the funeral and at a church, hear me closely on this, King Eric, because I agree with you 1,000%. At the funeral at the church, when the brother of the deceased came in and they mentioned God's name, dude said, "Man, fuck God. My brother dead." Mm-hmm. When my own son died, and I asked my mama on the spot, when I picked up the phone, I saw I had these missed calls, wee hours of the morning, and I knew it was happening. And I called my mama, and she crying, telling me that my son is dead. And I asked her my first response to her, that's what happened. And then my second response to her was, "Let me ask you something, Mom. Do you believe in God?" "I don't know." Ooh, but see, if I ask you on a regular, you're gonna tell me yeah. But when you going through some shit, do you really believe? And I'm gonna tell you something. Majority of the population are unconscious, simply meaning not aware. They're unconscious atheists acting as if they believe, but they're not aware that they don't believe because they think they do believe by going to church or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to it, trust me, they don't believe. And it really makes sense in the sense on the Christian aspect because you don't understand a lot of the allegory. Men's and bellies of whales and trees is talking and got knowledge, and the serpent is talking and things of that nature. You don't really understand. You don't. You don't really understand. They ain't got to where we at, King Eric. You understand? They don't understand that. So when they under the perception that, wait a minute, God is an invisible being by himself off somewhere in heaven that's pulling the strings. That nigga bogus, but they won't call him bogus. They don't have the balls enough to be like Jacob in the Bible and wrestle it. You know, it's rare that you're gonna hear somebody flat out say, "Fuck God, killed my brother." Hmm? And so now people are walking around here not knowing or got this secret animosity against this concept of the creator, but it's not okay to have this space and talk about it. So they don't have no place to go to talk about it. And it's creating a mental insanity. Okay. Because we don't know. Okay. All right. Don't know. All right. And so we gotta, and that's the job. When you have this information and it's that old saying, each one teach one, in a sense, just strike up that conversation and have that. See, we were taught that, man, oh, politics and spirituality, you can't talk about those two things at the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, what do you mean? Your whole economic well-being and what affects you and how you can make progress in the physical, and you can't talk about the spiritual component that fulfills the soul. Wow. We can't talk about spirit and we can't talk about physical matter then. That's crazy to me. So I guess we can only talk about entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Which I hate to say it. I don't really hate to say it, but it's true. Like, black people is an entertainment culture. We black folks are the Leos of the zodiac, hands down. Black folks got that Leo frequency packed. 'Cause no matter what you do, you can find a way to have fun and dance out of it. You know what I'm saying? Good old time. You can be an impression. You don't care. You don't care. Be on the slave plantation. You ain't mad walking around here angry every day and thinking about me and Nat Turner. You going, okay, we accept this and we gonna make soul food out of this and we gonna dance and have hymns and do our thing and we happy, we cool. And that's a great, that's a great transmutation tool to be able to take something and transform it into something as well. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely Leo scorpionic type of energies. You know what I'm saying? When you understand it at the faith, you know what I mean? At the core, rather. So he said that's why faith is so adamant in the Bible, God. We got to learn to trust God even when we don't understand him. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 1,000% on that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get ready to go. Call my real estate partner real fast. I just wanted to come on with y'all, man, and just say really what's up with you. Enjoy your Sunday. Um, you know, yeah. We do gotta have that discussion, Prince and I came, and it's so profound. I love, man. You know what I really love, man, in this craft of the astroscience, when you're able to look at a chart and compare the two, and you're able to be like, hey, man, wait a minute, this person's sitting in my fourth house. This is a house of parents, so it's kind of like I was their parent or they're my parent. And when I examine the relationship, especially if you already have a working relationship with the person, it feels like I'm the one that's nurturing this person. You know what I'm saying? And then when you start to delve a little bit deeper, you start to find little synchronicities, meaningful coincidences where, um, you know, dang, your mama name is the same name as my mama name. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, what's the odds of that? You know what I mean? So you just start finding this stuff out. It starts to click. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, because when you get in this work of the whole aspect of the reincarnation thing, the karma thing, karma is this action. So if I never react, I'm not swinging the pendulum. It can't be no tick tock. It can't be a tock without the tick. You understand what I'm saying? And tick don't talk without talk. It can't happen. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're not engaging. And that's why these boys, the Buddhists, was always talking about compassionate detachment, learning how to detach yourself from things. And that don't mean ignore things. It simply means, for me, that why do I have to have a negative expression just because the my tenant hit me up and sent me a picture. Hey man, this smell coming back, and I can tell it look like it's a leak on the roof. So do I need to explode? Because week before that, it could have been I just paid $1,900 to get the trees cut off the power line. You know what I'm saying? Another unexpected expense, right? So I can go through the zone and have a negative expression and blow up, or can I accept that? Because you're gonna get these tests without a shadow of a doubt. But I don't have to change my demeanor and my attitude and my mental composition. My physical body doesn't have to change internally because I don't desire. I mean, listen, I'm in a state of peace. My peace is paramount. That's what grounds me. Peace. Like literally. Shalom, salam. Like that's what grounds me, right? So I ain't got time. I'm not waking up like I want to go beef and I want to go funk and I want to, go shoot up the trunk and have an argument with you. Like I ain't on that. That ain't my type of time, right? I'm sitting up here trying to nurse that last plant over there that you can see a piece of. I call her Denise. I'm trying to learn what's her language, because she keep having these white spots on it, and I'm trying to figure out what's the language to get that to come back, like make that go away. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing plant music all day and day stays on repeat to raise the vibration. Now my dreams, because I'm vibrating, because I'm like I'm ascending here. I ain't got time to be playing down on some angry stuff, right? And so, to be able to realize that, you know what I mean, and not swing that pendulum is a great thing. I'm gonna leave y'all with something to think about, because I'm gonna talk about this too in the system that I'm doing. The chakra systems, ladies and gentlemen, dare say, I dare say, hold on one second. I dare say that I just want you to think about something. There needs to be an adjustment made. Um, there are not seven colors in the rainbow. There are only six when you understand what's called primary colors. I know we talked about this before. If you never heard of it, you can Google primary colors. You will see there's three primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. And then red and blue makes purple. And then blue and yellow makes orange. And I'm sorry, what's that? Green. And then red and yellow makes orange, right? So now those three, when they intermingle, create six. So it's six visible spectrum. The violet is not in there. You don't see no violet in between blue and I'm sorry, indigo. You don't see indigo between blue and violet. That's some totally Isaac Newton stuff, which because he's mystified with the number seven, not knocking it. And then somebody came along and looked at the bodily system. And I'm gonna give y'all a hint. if the chakras are supposed to be the endocrine system, and I believe they are, and my guru from India who passed, who come to me in dreams and initiated me in dreams, although I did go get a physical initiation in Kriya Yoga from someone who he directly initiated up in Joliet, Illinois. Okay. The chakra system is the endocrine system, which deals with the chemical messenger system of your hormones, the chemical aspect of yourself. Cool. Because that's what you really got to master. No problem. The man, when you look at a chakra system, we're going to say that, okay, what if this is representation? Because chakras are really an abstract representation. Yes? Hold on real fast. I get something real fast. It's an abstract representation. That's what I'm saying. They can't even give you an indigo. It's impossible. Blue to here, it ain't no damn indigo. That's just a darker violet. Stop playing. You see what I'm saying? Not saying that this is the universal grid, but here's my point. Here's the real point. You got the right. Somebody just said, well, hey, based off colors, red vibrates slower, so it has a deeper wavelength. And then as we go up the spectrum, we're going to say these glands on the body are red, orange, yellow. Somebody could have said this one here, this one here. Somebody had the idea of putting colors onto a bodily system. That's all that's happening. So if you understand something, here's my point. This is what I'm about to say. If the endocrine system is really what's being talked about, then guess what? That means that the testicles are part of the man's endocrine system, which is below the waist, right? Master Mason, below the waist, okay? And the woman's lowest one is her ovaries, right in the lower abdomen. Yes? So guess what? The woman's lowest one doesn't go below the waistline. Hello? The man does. So this is the man's lowest below the waist. This is the woman's lowest, right? Because the testicles and the ovaries are not in the same location. They're not. We're not even the same being. We're human, but anatomically, we're not the same. Hello? So how can it be the same for us on the body? And this is the stuff that we have to stop parroting because, again, you the 7 colors in the rainbow and it's really 6. And that's not to say that you're going to be off by something, but it shows that, again, you just parrot some information in a sense, right? And you haven't looked into it to see what's really going on. This is the man. This is the woman. And then you share here pancreas, adrenal glands, thymus. It's not the heart. It's the thymus gland that sits center right here that deals with immunity when you're born. Here, you share here. Throat, the thyroid, you share here. You understand what I'm saying? So you share, now watch this science. You share in the 4. Throat, here, the thymus, right? You can share in that, and also here, and you can share in the 3rd eye, which starts to deal with hypothalamus gland, or if you want to say pineal, pituitary, all the chemical makers in the brain. You share in 4 of them, from yellow, green, blue, violet. You share in those 4. How many lobes in your brain? 4. How many chambers in your heart? 4. How many blood types? 4. What did they call the base pairs of DNA? The 4 bases of DNA. It's 4, right? ACTH, or what is it? ACGH, right? No, it's, what is it? Adenine or arginine. If you go in order, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. Okay, so ACGT. Okay, that's what it is. So that's even 4. So you got 4 lobes in your brain, 4 chambers in your heart. You're only going to produce AB together in O on the blood type scale. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stop playing. So what is this about? So now I'm telling you, you share in these 4 because the crown in of itself, if you want to say is above the head, ain't even really dealing with some physical things that's taking place on the physical body. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's time for us to really get in tune. You got to get in tune, man. Really get in tune and understand whatever your modality may be. Okay, find a modality. That's how I'm going to end this. Find a modality which works for you. For you. I'm going to come and I'm going to show you some guys. I got the Aura Chakra machine. Maybe one day I'll do a screen share this week, and I'll show you guys my aura and things of that nature in real time. I may let me see something real fast just to give you an idea. Where my phone at? Hold on, 'cause I got a jet at 6:30. Let me take a picture of it real fast. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's more of an indigo. They say indigo, but it's definitely more of a white, slight violet in a sense. You see what I'm saying? So the goal is to show you how this energy works. Years ago, I used to do this before and after, show you my chakra energy low, show you how to balance that energy out and bring it up. So energy work is definitely about to be on the way. So I just want to say what's up to y'all, man. Happy Sunday. I appreciate y'all. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And go check out the Cosmic Conversations podcast. All right. All right. I got to go. Peace.